Hey, this is Laura with Jot and Tittle Typewriters. Thanks for watching. Today I'm bringing to you a 1939 Smith Corona Silent. Fantastic machine. Can you imagine? I'm trying to think of what it would have been like to be in 1939 and using this. That's just awesome. Anyway, if you're not familiar with us, please visit our website at jotandtittletypewriters.com. You'll see links below. We do offer pads, typewriter pads, and ribbons and covers, and even puzzles, in addition to vintage typewriters. So we do appreciate your support. Your orders help us do these videos. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to show you how to use this 1939 Smith Corona Silent. It's brown with speed. These are called speed lines. Isn't it attractive? And if you want to know how it types, there'll be a link in the description below with a demonstration on how it types. But this one, I'm just going to show you how to use it, the functionality of it. So let's start with the back. This back plate will fold over. And here you're going to see your margins, and you just press and drag because you need to set your margins manually. Also, you'll see there's something right here on the back of that plate. So if you fold it back and then lift it up, it's your paper holder. Voila! Okay, and that is that. All right, I'm also going to flip this up because I suspect my tabs are back here, and sure enough, here are my tabs. And not too many people use tabs anymore, but you can use them to set columns. But this is a metal piece that runs across, and it's got grooves in it. And then I call these keys, but they're called tab stops. And there we go. That one's pretty stiff. We probably need to work on that. But you can just take these stops or these keys out, and then you can just put them anywhere that you want. So this particular one has 3. The normal number is 6. When they were new, they came with 6 tab stops. But to have 3 is very good still, and you can still do a lot of things for them. They were used mainly for mathematical reasons, for decimal places and stuff like that. Okay, on the right, let's start with the carriage here, and your platen. You've got your paper holder there, and then you've got your carriage release behind the roller handle. On either side is your carriage release lever. You just pull that forward. There you go. Nice strong bell. You should have a nice strong bell on your typewriter. The carriage is going to move just within your margins where you have them set. Now you'll see these little metal arms over here, and a lot of times they do end up way over because they're just kind of free flowing, but you can help those to keep your paper against the roller as well. But I find that when I'm typing, a lot of times the arms on these typewriters tend to just scoot on out to the edge of the carriage. Okay, the lever on the right side here, this is your paper release. That releases the tension on your paper. So when you go to load it, it's going to load right here. You just set it there and turn the handle. You don't need to press down. And then you just make sure it's underneath the bar and underneath these metal arms. And you can see mine is crooked. And so that's where that paper release lever comes in handy. And now I release that, and I can adjust my paper so it's nice and even. There we go. And then re-engage that lever. All right, that's how that works. So I'm going to move over to the left side, and over here is your line selector. And so right now it's on 1, I think. Yep, and then here's 2. And you just go back and forth. So it's this little knobby thing on the top. That is your line selector. Okay, I'm going to move this. Oops. My table's sliding here. I'm going to move this over to the left. I'm going to pop open the top. And the reason you want to do that is if you try to open it while the carriage is, more to the right, it's going to hit this cover. And you can actually see on most typewriters, not all of them, you can see, like I can, just these little mini, little scratches. And that's from this handle. When people try to open the top, or they don't snap it all the way down before moving the carriage, and then it'll, because that clearance between the handle and the top of a typewriter is usually very, very small. Okay, so you open it up, and inside you're going to see your spool area. If you don't have any spools and you need them, just order a universal ribbon, a 2-inch universal ribbon spool. We have those on our website. If you visit untiltedtypewriters.com, you can purchase some there, and that's what's in here, just a real basic set. And then when you do put them in, make sure black is on top, red is on bottom, and that the ribbon is threaded through the guide wires properly. If you want an up-close photo, just click the product listing link in the description below, and you'll see the images for this particular typewriter, and which is a 1939 silent. And you'll be able to see the image of the escapement area, and then you can just bookmark that for your reference. Excuse me. When you need to change the ribbon, you just pull it out, and then just pay attention to how it's threaded. So in this case, and you're not going to be able to see it in the video, but the opening, and there, be careful because they're very messy. The opening for this guide wire is on the back side, and there's like this slit on the back side, and you kind of have to wiggle the ribbon into the back side until it's nice and straight. Also, you'll see 2 pins on each side. That big pin obviously is going to go in the middle, and the little one needs to go in one of these 4 holes. So what you do is just kind of get in there, and it pops down. And then you just, and I know my hands are in the way, but you get in there and kind of wiggle it through. And voila. And now you got really messy hands. So again, just pay attention to the photo that we've included in that product listing if you need help loading your spool. Now keep in mind that when you get to the end of the spool, it's not the end of the ink in the ribbon, because obviously there is a lot of ink in that ribbon. And so what you need to do is reverse the direction of your ribbon. Now sometimes the ribbons come with a little grommet on them, which will trigger an auto reverse. But if it doesn't reverse on its own, there's a manual reverse right here, and you just flip back and forth, okay? Also, if you're looking for the serial number for your typewriter, it's stamped right here on the right side of the frame, and then you can go to typewriterdatabase.com and look up what year it was manufactured. On the left side here, you're gonna see this little selection. It says L and H and then a bunch of numbers. That just determines how hard these type bars are gonna strike your paper. And so really, if you have a heavy hand or a light hand, then you may wanna adjust that to the hand, you know, how you type, so you can get, you know, if you have to hit this really hard to kind of get it in print, you might want to change that. Or if it just is like splattering ink everywhere, then again, make adjustments as necessary. Okay, let's go ahead and close that. Now, remember what I said, make sure it's snapped down all the way. Okay, and then down here is your tab, which I showed you the tab keys already. And here's your color selector, red on bottom, black on top, and it's actually a blue button, or little color dot, but it's for your black. And then this white is stencil. You're not gonna use it, and if your selection is on the white, your typewriter is not gonna work well. So it has to be firmly on the black or the red. Now, one little tip when you're typing and you can feel stuff, and all of a sudden it feels different, and maybe it's typing lighter, or maybe it just stops typing all of a sudden. First thing to check is try reversing the direction of your ribbon. That usually solves 99% of the issues. Sometimes if this gets stuck on the white, you know, somehow you bumped it or something, it's not going to type right. So check those 2 things first, and usually those 2 things will solve almost all issues. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay, so you have your shift, you have your shift lock, and you have a margin release. And so what that is you're typing away, typing away, and so, you know, the bell had gone off. The bell's gonna go off and warn you, and then it's just gonna stop on you. And when you hit margin release, it's gonna release that so you can finish typing. Also, if you make a mistake, then you have a backspace here. Now, backspace does not erase, just takes you to where you made your mistake. Type over it and then keep going. Now you can also erase it with an eraser or do some whiteout, but backspace does not erase. Okay, one other thing, floating shift. You may go, what on earth is a floating shift? Well, on the older typewriters, you'll notice that when you hit the shift button, the whole carriage goes up and down. And even some of the newer ones, like the Olympia SM series, the whole carriage goes up and down. And guess who's pulling that weight? It's your little pinky. Yeah, and that pinky gets really tired after a while. So Smith Corona came up with the floating shift, where it shifts the escapement, this area right here, and it makes it much lighter and easier, and you can type longer without wearing out your little friends here. Okay, well, I hope that helps. If you want to watch a full typing demo, there is a link in the description below to the product listing, and the demo link is in that listing. Thanks so much for watching. Please like it, subscribe, anything to help us, you know, keep this channel going would be great, and shop our website, and have a great day. Bye.